We're here with Normoyle from Walsh Distillery. Hello and welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You just opened your new distillery a half year ago.
That's
so
right.
Tell us a little bit about the company and the distillery.
Yeah, the company started in 1999 by Bernard and Rosemary Walsh, and from then to now, we've been sourcing a whisky from Middleton in County Cork. But last year, as you said, they decided to build their own distillery, so that's finished now. The official launch was on June 26th, and we started producing our own whisky there on Easter Sunday. So obviously we've now taken control of our own destiny, and we're going to decide exactly what we're going to make from now on. But we started off in 2005 with the Irishman range, and I'll talk about that in a little minute, I guess.
Yeah.
But the distillery itself is a really beautiful distillery in the heart of the countryside, close to Bagnallstown in County Carlow. It's on the Royal Oak estate, and Bernard bought the actual estate itself, the manor house, which is called Holliden House. And we're currently doing that up at the moment. It's going to take a little while because it was built in 1755, and there's a lot of work to be done to bring it up to...
I can imagine.
Exactly.
What's the capacity of the distillery right now? How much do you produce a year?
How
much could you produce?
Well, peak capacity is 8 million litres. Yeah, so it's a very ambitious project, and it's also the only distillery in Ireland making all three styles of whisky, so pot still, single malt, and grain from a continuous still. So we've three beautiful pot stills which we got from Forsyths, and a continuous still as well. We started off initially with single malt and a continuous still, and very recently, just in the last couple of weeks, we started with single pot still.
Okay. So it will be a while until we see your first bottling from the new distillery. Do you have any idea what it will be? What will you start with?
Well, the idea at the moment is that it will be a blend, approximately 50% single malt and 50% grain, so it will be the highest quality entry-level whisky, Irish entry-level whisky that is, in the market. We're going for a much higher malt content than you'll see in a lot of others. So we don't have a name for that yet, but it should be in the market by about 2019, 2020.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we're looking forward to getting that out there.
Great. So, but now let's talk about the existing lineup you have.
Yeah,
you
sure.
brought with you the Irishman, which is over here.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, so we've got first to the right here with Founders Reserve, which was our first whisky, and this came out in 2005. It's a unique blend of single malt and single pot still. It's 70% single malt, 30% pot still. It's 40% ABV, and it's triple distilled. So this is a really beautiful whisky. It's also a very good price, as you can see from here. And there's lovely hints of green apple and spice in this one, some toffee as well. It's a really, really good drinking whisky. The next one that we launched a few years after that was the single malt, and it's 40% as well. The main difference with this really, obviously it's just single malt, but it's also aged in Oloroso sherry and bourbon. So you get hints of vanilla and also dried fruits. This is a very, very mild, sweet, beautiful whisky actually. It's a very, very pleasant whisky as well. And then the next one here beside it is the 12-year-old, and this is a limited edition. So we only produce one batch a year, approximately 6,000 bottles for the global market, and it's only aged in first fill ex-bourbon casks. Bernard chooses those casks personally himself, and then we give them a second char. So this one has a really beautiful nose, a very long finish as well, and a lovely mouthfeel. And finally at the end here you see the cask strength, which is the cask strength version of Founders Reserve. And it's a blend of pot still and malt, but we use much older whiskies in this. So that's 54% and aged in first fill ex-bourbon casks as well.
So recently you came up with the Redhead Writer's Tears,
Yeah.
and Writer's Tears is the second brand you have in your portfolio.
Exactly, it's the sister brand to the Irishman, and the first one we started with a few years ago was Writer's Tears Copper Pot, and similarly to Founders Reserve, it's a blend of single malt and pot still. It just happens to be a little bit more pot still in this blend. This is actually one of our best sellers along with Founders Reserve now. It's very popular. And they're the only two whiskies in the world to use that unique blend of single malt and pot still, which used to be a very common blend in Ireland traditionally. until the industry started to decline. So that was the idea behind Writers' Tears. It was to reintroduce people to that beautiful blend that used to be so common. The second one, which just came out a few weeks ago, is the Writers' Tears Redhead, and that's a single malt. It's 46%, so it's a little stronger in ABV, and it's only aged in Oloroso sherry, so this is a really beautiful whiskey. We also have a cask strength version of this, but unfortunately it's sold out and we don't have any for the share.
Okay. Well then, Sean, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And have a nice day here in Vienna. Hope
Thanks
to see you
very much.
soon.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
show.